Hi and welcome to ManagerMade channel, where we are on a mission to develop amazing managers everywhere. In this video, Richard, an experienced senior manager, explores why poor management drives good people away, how to spot the warning signs, and what every manager can do to become the kind of leader people want to work for. Enjoy the episode.
Hi, I'm Richard, an experienced manager. I am privileged to share some perspectives today for the ManagerMade channel, where we help managers grow the skills that matter. And today, I want to talk about one of the most painful, uncomfortable, but necessary truths in people management. People don't leave bad jobs, they leave bad managers. Now, I know you've probably heard that line before, but if you stay with me right to the end of this video, you'll learn something most managers never realize. I'll also share one brilliant practical tip at the end that you can apply immediately to start becoming the kind of manager people never want to leave. So make sure you hit subscribe to the ManagerMade YouTube channel and stick with me, because this episode could completely change how you lead. Let's start with the real cost of bad management, a fact that still shocks me every time I say it. Gallup found that managers account for at least 70% of the variance in employee engagement, and Forbes recently reported that 90% of managers lack at least one critical leadership skill, often listening, empathy, or feedback. That means most people aren't quitting the company, they're quitting how they're being led. And that's costing businesses billions globally in lost productivity, burnout, and turnover. But here's the human side. When someone leaves a bad manager, it's rarely about pay, it's about peace. They're choosing to protect their energy, their confidence, and their mental health. Now, the 5 reasons people leave bad managers. Let's break down what's really happening when good people walk away and what you can learn from each one. Reason 1. They feel invisible. Bad managers don't see people. They see numbers, tasks, and deadlines. Recognition isn't a bonus, it's the oxygen of engagement. And when it's missing, people start to suffocate. I once coached a quiet, brilliant team member who consistently delivered above and beyond, but her manager never once said thank you, never once acknowledged her work. She told me, I started to feel like I didn't exist, and soon after she left. So here's the lesson. If you manage people, never assume they know they're appreciated. Tell them, be specific. I really liked how you handled that client issue. Calm, confident, professional. Small words, huge impact. Reason 2. They stop trusting their manager. Trust isn't built through big gestures. It's built in small moments of consistency. Bad managers break trust by over-promising, gossiping, or taking credit for others' work. Once trust is gone, it's almost impossible to rebuild. The best managers protect trust like currency. They deliver on what they say, they take responsibility when things go wrong, and they give credit when things go right. Trust doesn't make you soft, it makes you safe to follow. Reason 3. They're managed through fear, not belief. This is one of the biggest reasons I see people leave. Bad managers create anxiety. They micromanage, criticize small mistakes, or make people feel they're never good enough. That's not leadership, that's control. And fear-based management always drives your best people away first, because they're the ones with options. The great managers I've worked with do the opposite. They build belief. They trust people to take ownership, to experiment, to fail and learn. and that trust makes people perform beyond expectation. Lead with belief, not fear, and people will move mountains for you. Reason 4, they never get feedback. Until it's too late. Bad managers avoid giving feedback because it feels awkward. They wait until performance drops or emotions boil over. But feedback is connection. It's how people know you see them, value them, and care about their growth. Great managers give feedback often, not just when something's wrong. They make it part of everyday conversation, short, clear, constructive, human. When people know where they stand, they stay. Reason 5, their manager stopped caring. This one hurts. Bad managers get so busy with their own pressure that they stop noticing their people as people. They miss the early signs: stress, withdrawal, silence. The best managers care about the whole person, not just the performer. They ask, "How are you really doing?" They create space for honesty. One of my favourite leaders once said, "When performance changes, always start by asking what's happening in their world." That level of care changes everything. So let's now explore what great managers do differently. Now let's flip it, because understanding what not to do is only half the story. Here's what the great ones, the managers people stay for consistently do. 1. They listen before they lead. They make time to hear perspectives before giving direction. They ask, "What do you think?" before saying, "Here's what we'll do." Listening builds trust faster than anything else. 2. They're consistent. Good managers aren't unpredictable. Their team doesn't have to guess which version is showing up today. Consistency builds safety, and safety builds performance. 3. They coach, they don't control. Great managers guide, they don't dictate. They ask questions, give space, and help people find their own answers. That's how you turn followers into future leaders. 4. They care personally and challenge directly. Real leadership is about balance. You can care deeply and still hold people accountable. The key is honesty with empathy. "I believe in you, and I know you can improve this." That's powerful. 5. They keep learning, always. Every great manager I've ever known shares one habit: they never stop learning. They seek feedback, stay curious, and evolve with their teams. Leadership isn't a finish line, it's a practice. That's why ManagerMade was created, because every manager, no matter how experienced, can always get better. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe to the ManagerMade YouTube channel and visit ManagerMade.com. It's where managers learn to stand out, get promoted, and lead with confidence. Now, what if you've been a bad manager? Let's be honest, we've all had moments we're not proud of. Times when stress, pressure, or emotion got the better of us. That doesn't make you a bad person, it makes you human. What defines you is whether you reflect, take responsibility, and change. If you've lost trust, rebuild it. If you've stopped listening, start now. If you've neglected your people, reconnect. Apologize where needed, and mean it. When your team sees you learning, you give them permission to learn too. That's leadership at its best. So what's the bigger truth? After years in HR, here's what I know for sure. People don't need perfect managers. They need real ones. Ones who listen, ones who care, ones who challenge, encourage, and grow them. Bad managers drive talent away. Good managers create stability, but great managers, they build legacies. People who will remember them years later and say, "That's the manager who changed how I see myself." And that's the kind of manager I want to help you become. Here's the tip I promised you for staying to the end. If you want to know how strong your leadership really is, ask your team one question this week. What's one thing I could do differently to make your job easier or more fulfilling? Then listen. Don't justify. Don't defend. Just listen. That one question has rebuilt more relationships, increased more trust, and retained more good people than any policy ever could. That's your action step this week. If this episode gave you something to think about, please hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe to ManagerMade for more leadership insight and real-world advice every week. And don't forget to join the learning community at ManagerMade.com, where great managers aren't born, they're made.